Imagine a world where many of the world's greatest inventions were first conceived thousands of years before the present day. A world where the spark of innovation ignited, not in the Renaissance, but in the ancient world. This isn't too far from reality. While we often think of ancient civilizations as primitive, the truth is far more captivating. They were brimming with ingenuity, crafting inventions that were so far ahead of their time, they could have fundamentally reshaped history. Today, we're diving into 5 such marvels, inventions that, if fully realized and embraced, could have catapulted us a millennium into the future. Get ready to have your perception of the past completely transformed. From the mysterious Sabu disk to the highly advanced Antikythera mechanism, these weren't just clever gadgets, they were seeds of progress, waiting for the right conditions to bloom. But what were these groundbreaking inventions? And why didn't they fully take root? Let's uncover the secrets of these ancient innovators and explore the what-ifs of history. Number 1. The Lycurgus Cup. The Roman Empire once controlled a significant portion of the known world and is remembered for its numerous technological and engineering innovations that continue to influence the world today. The Romans were adept at adapting and improving existing technologies, particularly in areas such as construction, infrastructure, and sanitation. However, not everything created by citizens of the empire has survived to the present day. One such invention was the Lycurgus Cup. This unique Roman vessel is believed to have been created around the 4th century AD. It depicts a scene involving the mythological king Lycurgus, entangled in grapevines, and was most likely used for drinking during feasts and Bacchic cult celebrations. But it's not the intricate artwork on its face that has made it famous. Instead, it continues to garner interest as it sits on display in the British Museum due to its dichroic effect, which essentially means it changes color when light shines on the cup. For example, it appears jade green when lit from the front, whereas it turns a blood red color when lit from behind. The secret behind this color-shifting magic lies in the composition of the cup. In the 1990s, scientists examined tiny fragments of the glass under an electron microscope and made a remarkable discovery. The glass contained nanoparticles of gold and silver, dispersed throughout the material. These particles are less than 70 nanometers in diameter, which is far smaller than a grain of salt, and are the key to the dichroic effect. When light interacts with these nanoparticles, it reflects different wavelengths depending on the viewing angle, resulting in a change of color. Whether they knew it or not, the Romans had become early pioneers in nanotechnology, a field that would not be fully understood for centuries to come. At some point in history, the technology that created the cup appears to have been lost, either because the original glassmakers didn't document the process, or simply because it wasn't as durable as other forms of glassware. The Lycurgus cup's dichroic properties have inspired modern scientists. Researchers like Professor Gang Logan Liu at the University of Illinois have been exploring the potential of this ancient technology for modern applications. For example, imagine a device that can detect minute changes in liquids and gases by simply observing a color change. This technology has the potential to revolutionize water quality testing, medical diagnostics, and food safety. For example, villagers could test the water quality of the community well. Physicians could determine cholesterol levels in blood, and sommeliers could even verify the age of wine. The applications with this form of technology are almost infinite. Had the technology behind the Lycurgus cup been well documented, it could have significantly influenced early research into nanoparticles. The Lycurgus cup remains a symbol of human ingenuity, reminding us that sometimes the past holds the keys to the future, and that even the most ancient creations can inspire groundbreaking innovations. Number 2, the Hellenistic steam turbine. Ancient Greece is another civilization renowned for its significant contributions to Western civilization, particularly in philosophy, democracy, theater, and the arts. However, like the Romans, it also made considerable advancements in science, mathematics, and architecture, often thanks to the painstaking work of individual scholars. One figure whose name continues to evoke considerable interest is the hero of Alexandria, a brilliant engineer and mathematician. In the 1st century AD, he wrote about a device called the Aeolipile, also known as Hero's engine, which essentially used steam to create motion. Many modern researchers consider this simple device one of the earliest examples of a steam engine, which wouldn't become mainstream until Thomas Newcomen released his atmospheric engine in 1712. The hero of Alexandria detailed this device in his book, Pneumatica, a treatise on pneumatics. It featured a hollow sphere with 2 opposing bent tubes or nozzles. The sphere was mounted on a stand, allowing it to rotate freely. The hollow interior of the sphere was filled with water, and a heat source was placed beneath it. As the water boiled, steam was produced and expelled through the nozzles, creating a jet of steam that caused the sphere to rotate, while Heron of Alexandria's Aeolipile demonstrated the power of steam and the principle of jet propulsion. It did not directly influence the development of modern steam engines. It served as a scientific curiosity and a demonstration of a principle rather than a practical power source. Modern steam engines, like those developed during the Industrial Revolution, were built on different principles and with different practical applications in mind. But what if the Hellenistic world had embraced and developed this technology? The impact it may have had on modern civilization could have been substantial. For example, steam-powered machinery could have been invented centuries before the actual Industrial Revolution. This could have led to a drastic increase in trade, as steam-powered ships would have revolutionized maritime transport, connecting different parts of the world more efficiently. It may have also dramatically altered society, as large factories might have sprung up in major cities, requiring extensive workforces. This would have ultimately led to rapid urbanization centuries before it actually occurred. Number 3. The Antikythera mechanism. Our next invention is so complex that it has been called the world's first analog computer. While it's commonly believed such devices didn't exist until the modern era, archaeologists were left baffled following the discovery of such a computer-like item on a Roman-era shipwreck just off the coast of Antikythera, Greece, in 1901. We're talking about the Antikythera mechanism. This intricate device, dating back to around 100 BC, has left researchers mystified for over a century. Initially, all the researchers had in their hands was a corroded lump of bronze found in fragments, and little significance was placed on the item. However, they would soon realize just how important this artifact truly was. As the researchers began to examine the fragments, it became clear that this was no ordinary artifact. In 1905, the Munich philologist Albert Rehm was one of the first scientists to systematically examine the bronze fragments, the largest of which measures 18 by 15 centimeters. He assumed that it was some kind of calculating machine. However, it wasn't until the 1950s that British science historian Derek de Solla Price initiated a more intensive study, utilizing X-rays and gamma rays to reveal hidden gears, inscriptions, and the inner workings of the mechanism. In time, this led researchers to conclude the original item was roughly the size of a mantle clock and was housed in a wooden case. It contained over 30 bronze gears, meticulously crafted with triangular teeth that fit together with extreme precision. The mechanism's primary function was to predict astronomical positions and eclipses decades in advance. It could also track the 4-year cycle of athletic games, similar to an Olympiad, the cycle of the ancient Olympic Games. To operate the device, the user would turn a hand crank, which set in motion a complex series of gears. These gears, in turn, drove pointers on the front and back faces of the device. But the Antikythera mechanism is more than just a collection of gears. It's also a treasure trove of inscriptions. Researchers have painstakingly deciphered thousands of characters, revealing a wealth of information about the device's functions and purpose. The inscriptions, some less than a millimeter tall, provide details about the risings and settings of star constellations, solar events, and the characteristics of eclipses, including their color and the expected winds during the event. The front face displayed the positions of the Sun, Moon, and the 5 known planets Mercury, Venus, Mars, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn through the zodiac. A rotating ball indicated the phase of the moon, whereas the backside of the mechanism featured calendar dials and displays for predicting eclipses. Little is known about the origin of this intricate piece. The device was likely built around 200 BCE, though the shipwreck dates to between 60 and 70 BCE. It's believed to have been designed by Hellenistic scientists, perhaps even based on the work of Archimedes. What's certain is that it was a mechanical marvel, centuries ahead of its time. If this technology had been refined and scaled up, it could have revolutionized navigation, astronomy, and even engineering. The Antikythera mechanism represents a pivotal moment where the principles of computation were first realized, potentially paving the way for advanced technologies much earlier than we saw in reality. Number 4. The Sabu Disk. Ancient Egypt is often regarded as the cradle of civilization. Its elaborate tombs, towering pyramids, and architectural masterpieces lend considerable credit to this idea. However, over the past few centuries, several unique artifacts have also been discovered that shed light on the various forms of technology the culture possessed. One such item is the Sabu Disk, first discovered within the tomb of Prince Sabu in Saqqara around 1836. The disc, crafted from fragile schist stone, measures approximately 61 centimeters in diameter and features a central hole with 3 curved lobes extending from its rim. Its intricate design, reminiscent of a modern steering wheel, showcases the advanced craftsmanship of the era. The exact function of the Sabu disc remains a subject of debate. Initial theories proposed it as a ceremonial vessel or a stand-mounted container, but no definitive evidence supports these claims. Some suggest it was a decorative piece, while others propose more unconventional uses. One intriguing theory, explored by Bruno Coursol, suggests that the disc played a key role in a Solvay-like process for manufacturing sodium carbonate, also known as nitron, a crucial element in the mummification process. Coursol posits that the disc was used in counterflow reaction chambers, potentially within towers, to facilitate chemical reactions. This theory aligns with the idea that ancient Egyptians possessed advanced knowledge of chemistry and technology, possibly even predating the commonly accepted timelines. The disc itself remains a one-of-a-kind, and no other examples have been discovered. But if the Sabu disc was indeed part of a sophisticated chemical process, it could offer valuable insights into early technological advancements. Many researchers remain infatuated with the sheer precision of the artifact. Its delicate, symmetrical shape and 3 curved fins carved from a fragile schist stone suggest it was highly advanced for its time. This particular form of stone is renowned for its brittleness and tendency to split, showcasing the exceptional skills of the ancient Egyptians. This has even led some researchers to propose that it was created with advanced tools or techniques not commonly known from that period. Therefore, this ancient item is more than just an artifact. It's a symbol of the potential for innovation and the enduring mystery of the past. Further studies conducted on the item may unlock new knowledge and even inspire future generations of scientists and engineers. Number 5. Olmec rubber. Our last ancient invention takes us to the humid subtropical climate of Mexico's Gulf Coast, where over 3,000 years ago, a civilization rose to prominence that would leave an indelible mark on Mesoamerican history. Of course, we're talking about the Olmecs. Their civilization flourished in this part of Mexico from around 1200 to 400 BC. Many historians and archaeologists call this group as the mother culture of Mesoamerica, and it's believed they laid the groundwork for later civilizations like the Maya and Aztec. The Olmecs are best known for their colossal stone heads, intricate jade carvings, and are often credited with being the first culture in the Americas to develop a writing system. However, what's lesser known is that this ancient group created a form of rubber, a technology that predated Charles Goodyear's vulcanization process by several millennia. The Olmecs extracted latex from the Castilla elastica tree, also known as the Panama rubber tree, and mixed it with the juice of the Ipomoea alba vine, a species of morning glory. This combination enabled them to create rubber with varying properties, tailored to its intended use. Surrounding cultures took note of their avid fascination with rubber, and this is where their name originates. To To one neighboring group, they were known as the Olmecatl, which translates to rubber people, or people of the rubber country. The Olmecs were not just familiar with rubber, they were innovators, experimenting with different ratios of latex and morning glory juice to achieve specific characteristics in their rubber products. They utilized rubber primarily for ritual purposes, most notably in the Mesoamerican ball game. This game, a central element of Mesoamerican culture, involved large, heavy rubber balls that were bounced and struck by players. The game often held religious significance, sometimes culminating in human sacrifice. The Olmecs also crafted rubber figurines, likely representing deities, and used rubber for practical applications such as sandals and tool handles. Their rubber processing techniques were remarkably advanced. By varying the proportions of latex and morning glory juice, they could fine-tune the rubber's properties. A 50-50 blend yielded maximum bounciness, ideal for the ball game, while a 75-25 mix of latex and morning glory juice created a more durable material suitable for items like sandals. This ability to control the characteristics of rubber demonstrates a sophisticated understanding of material science, predating similar advancements in the Old World by thousands of years. While the use of Olmec rubber didn't die out, per se, as subsequent cultures utilized the material in the production of their own balls for games and rituals. However, if this technology had spread to Europe, it could have contributed to the production of various waterproof items. The rubber could have been used to produce clothing like the later Macintosh raincoats, which would have been a significant advantage for people living in rainy climates. Rubber soles for shoes could have improved durability and water resistance. It's possible it could have been used to create seals for various applications, such as in water pumps or early steam engines. Perhaps it could have even been used to make balls and other popular playthings, potentially leading to the creation of football over a millennium before it first emerged. However, we should remember that it was the discovery of vulcanization by Charles Goodyear in the mid-19th century that made rubber more durable and versatile. Without this, the usefulness of Olmec rubber would have been limited, as it would have been susceptible to temperature fluctuations, becoming sticky in high temperatures and brittle in low temperatures. Nonetheless, the introduction of Olmec rubber technology to Europe could have spurred some innovation. Looking at the 5 ancient inventions as a whole, it is clear our ancestors were far more innovative than we sometimes give them credit for. These items demonstrate that technological advancements, when combined with societal acceptance and widespread application, can dramatically reshape the course of human history.